So welcome everyone to the Zen Investor Offshore Discovery Tour webinar, How to Invest in a Profitable and Safe Paradise. And I want to thank you for joining us tonight. I'm on the line with Marie-France Diane of the Zen Investor and Gary McMahon, one of our wonderful Zen Investor members. Tonight we're going to go through some information about Belize. We're going to talk about the Offshore Discovery Tour, talk about the projects that we're going to see, the excursions that we're going to go on. Maria is going to give you some insight about the things that she's learned in Belize over the last few years of so much due diligence that she's done. And we're going to give you a chance to actually ask us questions about the information that we're going to present and any other questions that you might have about Belize. Now, in order to do this and to keep the presentation as short and quick and to the point as possible, we're actually going to save up all of the questions that you may have until the end of the webinar. And so this doesn't mean that you have to remember all of your questions, of course. What you can do is, as any questions pop into your mind, you'll see there on the left your GoToWebinar control panel. And what you need to do is just type into the chat section whatever questions you may have as they pop into your mind. And what we will do is we'll go ahead and collect those. And when it comes to the question and answer session, I'll go ahead and read through them to make sure that everything is, that you have all of your questions answered and you get all the information that you need. I will also give you the opportunity, if you would like, to actually raise your hand or just let me know in the chat that you would like to ask your question personally by voice rather than chatting. So this is what we'll do. And again, this is in your GoToWebinar control panel, the bottom section there, the chat. So thank you very much. So my name is Andrea Portugal. I work with Amplify Consulting, and I'm the marketing director for the Zen Investor and for Marie-France Diane. And I've known Marie now for many, many years. We've worked on some great projects together, and it's my great honor to be presenting her tonight and the Offshore Discovery Tour and these wonderful projects that we have to tell you about. So first, I'm just going to go over the presentation tonight and let you know a little bit about what we're going to talk about. First, we're going to go through some basic information about Belize for the uninitiated. We've actually been to Belize quite a few times. Marie's been there very much. But we're going to let you know a little bit about the country itself and the areas that we've chosen to present to you. We're going to talk about why Marie is banking on Belize, why she's decided to choose Belize out of all the different countries that in Central and South America that she's gone to and traveled to in search of the holy grail of investment and lifestyle properties over the last few years. We're going to talk about the Offshore Discovery Tour. We're going to talk about the projects that we're going to see there. And we're also going to hear some testimony from a fellow Zen adventurer, a gentleman who actually came on our tour last year. We had a wonderful time, and he's going to tell you a little bit about his experience in Belize, and his experience in working with Marie and her fantastic investment model that she has. And then at the end, we'll have our question and answer session. And of course, we have some special incentives for you since you took the initiative to sign up for this webinar. You're going to get two very special things that the rest of our Zen Investor database won't be seeing. And that is, you're going to get an exclusive pre-launch reveal of our upcoming Zen Investor project in the Cayo jungle. This is a wonderful project, and we're very, very excited to present it to you. So you're going to get the very first look at it. And we're also going to let you know how to cash in on the early bird special discount for the Offshore Discovery Tour. And again, this is something that no one else is seeing, so you're lucking out. So first of all, who is the Zen Investor? And as I said, I've known Marie now for quite a few years. I'm going to go through some basic points about her. But the one thing that it's really important that you know about Marie is that everything that she does is really from the heart. As you know, she is the Zen Investor. She created the Zen Investor company to help others follow their path to financial freedom through group purchasing and passive income property investment. But the thing that I've noticed about Marie in the years that I've known her is that no matter what negotiations she does with the developers, no matter where she goes, if it's in North America or if it's offshore, always first and foremost in her mind is the investors and her investment group. And this is something that I find to be really unique about Marie. She's a very dynamic person. So born in Corsica, Marie attended the university in the United States. She currently lives in Montreal. She's an MBA graduate from San Francisco State University. And in 2005, she created her company based on the bulk acquisition of real estate. It was so successful that she was able to develop a developer finance division. And now we've come to a new stage where we have this one-of-a-kind project in Belize, the Sanha Village Residences and Holistic Center. And it's a beautiful picture of Marie there in Belize that we took just a couple of weeks ago. So the beauty of Belize. Belize is in Central America. It's wedged between Guatemala and the Caribbean Sea, just south of Mexico. As you can see, it's in pretty direct proximity to Miami. There are several, I believe 7, direct flights from North America to Belize, flying into the Belize City International Airport. This is a map showing you the location of Belize in terms of Central America. You can see Cancun here, Costa Rica, Panama. This is a particularly important sort of coastline here as the tourism builds from Cancun all the way down and develops all the way down this coastline. Belize is the inevitable next emerging market. So tonight we're going to talk about 2 particular regions. We're going to talk about Ambergris Caye, and we're going to talk about the Cayo district. So first, Ambergris Caye is an island, a series of small islands, off the coast of Belize. It's very near to the 2nd largest barrier reef in the world, which has the famous Blue Hole dive site. There's a large marine reserve there, and it's ranked the 2nd best snorkeling site in the world. This is quite a lot considering that it just started out as a very quiet little fisherman's village, and it's now one of the world's top destinations for tourism, which is something very exciting. It was just ranked the #1 island in the world by TripAdvisor. So this is something very important for something that used to just be a tiny little fisherman's village. Here are some beautiful photos of Ambergris. You can see wonderful, wonderful sunsets, a lot of my marine and other diversity of animals. And the Cayo district. The Cayo district is in the inside. It's actually on the mainland of Belize. It's sort of in the center of Belize. This is the real ecotourist heaven area. This is the rainforest, jungle, and agricultural section of Belize. So you have incredible rainforests, over 2,000 square miles of rainforests. You have 3 huge rivers, the Mical, the Mopan, and the Belize. You have waterfalls, you have caves, you have extensive Mayan archaeological sites, and you have national parks and mountains. So it's really an absolutely beautiful area, very pristine, very untouched, and this is the place where you can really get into nature. Here are some pictures of some of the Mayan ruins, people going into the ATM caves. And this is a picture of Marie in Belize just a couple of weeks ago. And I'm going to take this opportunity to introduce her and to ask her to tell us why, Marie, you're banking on Belize.
Thank you very much, Andrea, and welcome everybody tonight to our offshore discovery tour presentation. I'm really, really honored to be talking about the beauty of Belize tonight and what Belize has to offer. That is for sure, Andrea. We've been to South and Central America over the last, I would say, 4 or 5 years, Panama and Ecuador and Costa Rica and many other countries. And I have to say that I've been back to Belize so many times, more than any other country that I've visited. And the more I go to Belize, the more I love it, not just from an investment point of view, but also for that sense that I get in Belize where I feel very comfortable. And that feeling is shared by many people also that have been to Belize. So I'm really excited to discuss Belize with you tonight. One of the reasons why Belize is so important to us, I'm going to try to get that. Okay, I got the slide right. There is many reasons why Belize is attractive. The number one reason I would say is that it's an English-speaking country that is so close to North America. You're talking about 2 hours flight from Miami. And I don't know of any English countries that are so close to North America where people can feel secure and comfortable, like I know Belize. So that's really, I would say, very important data. It's also a secluded, I would say, but not isolated place. The cost of living is pretty low. Property is still very affordable. And when I say still, I wouldn't bank on this 5 to 10 years from now, but I could say that right now the cost of living is still very low. So it is definitely a good time to get in Belize as an investment place. It has clear title, it's politically stable, and also the exchange rate is interesting because it's pegged to the US dollar, and it's basically a 2-to-1 data. So you get for $1 equal 2 Belize dollars. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to get to my next slide here. As I mentioned, Belize still has affordable properties. And if you've missed the boom in Costa Rica and Panama, I would say that Belize should be on the list of emerging market that any investor should look at the moment. We believe that price correction is imminent right now in Belize, as 70 million baby boomers are entering the market right now in North America. A lot of them are looking for a secured, warm, close by destination to North America, and Belize is it. As far as we believe. Not to play with the names, we believe in Belize, but it's very tempting to say that. It's also obviously a paradise for baby boomers because it offers not only just a safe place to be, but Belize has a wonderful, what they call a QRP program, which is a pension program. And if you are at least, well, you have to be 45 to qualify for this program, and you need to justify 2,500 per month of monthly income. That does not grant you the right to work in Belize, but it does grant you residency in Belize. And under the QRP program, you can pretty much import any personal items duty-free. So that's one of the attractions of the pension program that Belize has to offer. There is no capital gain in Belize. This is very important to know. So obviously we are enjoying it while it lasts. We don't know how long it's going to last, but at the moment, when you sell a property in Belize, it's not taxable capital gain. A lot of other advantages that Belize has to offer. We're talking about the coral reef in America, the largest coral reef in America, as Andrea mentioned. That makes it a very, it's a safer place, obviously, than Mexico. That coral reef protects Belize tremendously from any hurricane. And we are enjoying this very much also. From the beauty of seeing the coral reef, you see it actually when you come to Belize, about 1 to 2 kilometers away, and it's beautiful to watch as well. There is no citizenship requirement for land ownership. This is also a very important point. You don't have to be a citizen to own any land or any property in Belize. Our offshore discovery tour is obviously coming up. Our second one, actually, we had the last one was not too long ago. The two upcoming offshore discovery tour are going to be in August and November 2013, and we will visit obviously specifically some development there, and we will meet with a lawyer and a Belize bank to gain more knowledge about the legal and banking system. But it's not just about business and project. Obviously, we are going to have a combination of fun, of excursion. We're going to enjoy the local food and do obviously as much relaxation as possible in this beautiful place. In terms of the project we will be seeing, I'm just going to present briefly the project. Andrea has touched a little bit on the areas already. So the main areas, as she mentioned, are going to be Ambergris Keys and the Cayo district. Ambergris Keys is obviously enjoyed by people who are ocean lovers, and the Cayo district is more of the eco part of Belize for people who like more the rainforest and the ecotourism that that area has to offer. The first project, I'm just going to present briefly the Venisha del Caribe. This is a beautiful 5-star luxury 4-diamond project that will be built in about 2.5 years from now. Construction has already started and is already well on its way. I would say that the Venisha del Caribe is the perfect replica of Venice, but in the Caribbean Ocean. It's a wonderful project built completely on water. It has the largest freshwater pool of the country. I've never seen a project like this actually built completely on water.
Extremely unique.
Yeah, and as I said, the construction is well advanced. It's expected to be finalized by the spring 2015. There is a couple of pictures I took on my last trip last month, and the main restaurant and clubhouse already built, very well advanced. The foundations are poured already. We do have on this project actually an exclusive deal on 1-bedroom suites, and we can save up to $35,000 of the listed pre-construction prices. It's only for a limited period of time, actually. There is a couple of suites that are left. If you have an interest in this ocean project, please let us know, and we will send you the investor pack on that project. A couple of other pictures you see here. You see the rendering of the project. There is me on the right side. Actually, that was taken about a month ago now. I was right in front of the Cocoa Beach, and the Cocoa Beach actually is behind me. The Venisha will be built right next to the Cocoa Beach. The Cocoa Beach, the Venisha are part of the same group called the Sandy Pond Development. This is probably one of the largest developers in Belize right now. Mm-hmm. They have a very good track record of projects that they've developed, and very successful at managing those projects as well. This is a very important part for us. So everybody that has been on this trip, actually on our last trip, have been extremely enthusiastic about this area and this developer.
And I'll just kind of point out for a moment, if you want to go back for just a second, Marie, sure. To point out, it's a very, very, very unique architecture. As you can see, if you look in the rendering, there's actually a freshwater pool that goes throughout the entire project. And it's really like Venice, there's gondolas, and, it really has a very unique charm.
Yeah, actually, you are welcome in a gondola going to your condo.
It's very
This is
breathtaking.
unique.
Yeah.
For the people that don't like gondola, you can still walk. They built those little bridges, but you can also come to your condo in a gondola. It's kind of fun.
And on the webinar that we had just a couple of weeks ago, we actually had the privilege of having the interior decorator, I believe, on the line, and he talked about the
Yes.
incredible finishings and just really very high luxury detail and finishings in this project.
Yes. Oops, sorry, I'm going back. Couple of other pictures of San Pedro and that area. Obviously, the sand is extremely white there and very peaceful environment. San Pedro and the Ambergris Keys is the largest key, as Andrea mentioned, of Belize. There are about over 150 islands and micro islands in Belize, but this is the largest, obviously, island of the area and the number one place where tourism is actually very attractive to this area. There is different stream of tourism. I have to just add, just to finish on this area of Belize. The tourist rental income is one of them. You know, as an investor, we are looking at that. But baby boomers and scuba diving tourism is also very popular in this area. So you are gaining from rental income coming from different sources.
I believe it's the second most popular snorkeling site in the world.
Yes, that's right. So a lot of divers coming in this area. And the nice thing about divers is that they are coming in all year long. There is no season for divers. Am I going back? I'm sorry, I'm going back. All right, so I just wanted to now discuss the next project that we're going to be visiting, and this is a very special project, as Andrea mentioned earlier. This is going to be an eco-friendly development. The story of Sanha started actually literally 2.5 months ago. I was touring Belize early March with Gary, who is on the line with us today, and we were looking at some acreage of land. And out of really a pure coincidence, we came across a project called Dream Valley Resort. And this is really how the story began. This is also interesting. Dream Valley, so you understand a little bit what is Dream Valley, is a full resort and spa. It just opened up about 1.5 years ago now, and it's on a 16-acre of beautiful riverfront. It's sitting on a 60-acre beautiful riverfront jungle actually land. After its 1 year of operation, its occupancy rate is already at 75%. It is incredible. The niche is a very special niche for Dream Valley. It attracts mostly business people, and I would say honeymooners, people who are coming on a honeymoon because of its beauty and the luxury of the lodge. The rental per unit is about $250 per night. So this is not inexpensive. It's got only about 15 lodges that are available right now. It's got a full French restaurant, a full spa, and beautiful swimming pool, and beautiful areas for horseback riding, hiking,
canoeing.
We've got an orchid garden in there, as well as a butterfly house. It's absolutely a beautiful project. So after some extensive due diligence, we've basically looked at the area and decided that this area is very, very interesting in terms of its location. And obviously in real estate, location is key. We are only about 15 minutes away from Belmopan, which is the capital city of Belize, and about 1 hour away from the international airport of Belize City, and an hour away from the ocean. So I'm proud to say that after some of that due diligence that obviously we had to do, we've decided to acquire, in this project, the Zen Investor decided to acquire 8 acres of land, And this is how the story of Sanha really began, about 2.5 months ago now. The land, as we speak today, is completely bulldozed. Well, I wouldn't say completely. We've left a couple of trees, obviously, but subdivision approval is on its way, and we will be breaking ground in 30 days from now. I'm going to be talking a bit more about the residents themselves, but really, you guys, this is an avant-premiere. You are the first people, literally, besides my team and a few close investors of mine, to look at this project. As I said, the location is exceptional, being so close to everything, and it's so conveniently accessible as well. Some projects we visited, they take you in a very long road, and it takes a long time to get there, and you get there, you are exhausted. It's a very easy access again, and that is very important when you are doing any sort of development.
Yeah, you're really located sort of at the crossroads of the Western Highway and the Hummingbird Highway.
Correct. Exactly. So the Hummingbird Highway would take you to the south, where Placencia, and this is where, I would say the closest ocean place that you can go to would be Placencia. So that's about an hour from there, and about an hour from International Airport. There are a lot of schools also in Belmopan, and there is obviously a lot of rental demand in this area. So that's another reason why we decided to opt in for this area. The project itself is basically 12 villas we are building. There are 24 units total, and we are also offering acres of lots, basically, that are 1 acre lots for people who want to build their custom homes. There is actually the plan right there of the villa. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's a bit small. But that's what the full villa is going to look like. We will be able to release the investor pack in about 1 to 2 weeks from now. We are just about to finalize it. So if you guys are interested, find more information, we will be able to send some information in about 2 weeks from now. What else can I say? Yes, we are talking about more than an investment, more than a vacation. And why are we saying this actually is because in addition to the acre lots and the 24 unit condo that we are building right now, we are in the process of building as well what we call a wellness center. Some people call it holistic. I would like to use the word wellness center. And the wellness center is going to promote pretty much healthy living. So anything that has to do with yoga retreats and conferences on alternative medicine, fitness, anything that can promote body, mind, spirit, and help people find balance within themselves would be actually developed in this wellness center. Obviously, the key investment feature, I would say, of this project is that when you invest in a Sanha residence, your rental income will be driven mainly by the wellness center, obviously as a first income stream, but also from the existing hotel Dream Valley at the moment. We are targeting about $100 to $150 US a night for rental. And this is a specific niche that the existing hotel right now, Dream Valley, as I mentioned, does not serve, since their target is around $250 US a night. So for Dream Valley, it's a win-win situation for them, because that's going to fill a niche that they don't currently have at the moment. And it's also going to serve the purpose of being able to welcome participants of the wellness center and have them stay and basically be well while they are taking their teachings or their yoga retreats. The price point we are looking at is starting at $35,000 for the full acre lots, and those lots, I have to say, that are fully serviced with electricity and sewer. It's not the case all the time when you go to Belize. In fact, a lot of time you would have access to buying a lot, but there wouldn't be any service to the lot. So you'd have to basically service it yourself. And bringing electricity to a lot can cost up to $10,000 or more, depending on what's around and how far is your lot located. In terms of the residence, we are looking at a price point starting at $82,000 for the condo residences at Sanha. So we are actually making it still very eco-friendly. There is a lot of eco features that we've included in our construction, but yet still very attractive from a price point of view. Here you see a few pictures of Dream Valley actually, and what the surrounding look like. We are on the Belize River. Andrea mentioned earlier that Belize has 3 rivers. Well, this is one of the 3 rivers, the Belize River.
And I'll tell you, I just actually got back from there myself with Marie, and it's an absolute oasis. It's really it's something special. When you go there, you have the sound of howler monkeys. You know, you have just all kinds of diverse animal life. Um, the Dream Valley Resort itself, there is an extreme attention to detail. In the picture, you can see there sort of like a catwalk, and along that whole catwalk, there's actually orchids sort of embedded in the catwalk. Now it's been, you know, there's more flowers everywhere. Um, Along the lodge, there's hummingbirds, hummingbird feeders everywhere. You have hummingbirds flying around. I mean, it's really something special.
This is a picture of Andrea actually in the geisha. No, I'm just kidding. That could be you very much so, very much so.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Yes. Some pictures of the area, the ruins, the Maya ruins. Obviously, this is a region that has a lot of them, and we will be visiting a few of them in our trip. This is a local market, a farmer market. Many also hiking trails.
Waterfalls. And actually, the location is actually 30 minutes from one of the largest Mayan archaeological sites. So you're really in the center of everything. You're near the archaeological sites, you're near the capital, you're near the international airport, you're near the beach. You're right at the intersection of the 2 main freeways. So it's really the most ideal location that you can have in the Cayo district.
In terms of the excursion, and we thought that we would stimulate your sense of adventure while on this trip. So we will be doing a catamaran excursion, as well as the famous, very famous, what they call ATM cave. It's a 1-day excursion that is absolutely amazing, and we're going to be exploring 1400 years old Mayan relics, ceramic pots in the cave, and the spectacular formation of the cave is absolutely amazing. And we'd have to spend at least a day in there with you guys. There's going to be obviously also a lot of on-site activities that we will be able to conduct in Dream Valley itself, such as horseback riding, the spa, and the butterfly nursery, and all the hiking trails and everything else. Summarize, this trip is going to happen between August 5th and 11th, and for some of you who are not going to be with us in August, we will do it again in November as well. You're getting a 5-star accommodation for 7 days, 6 nights in the Keys and in the Cayo district. We're going to be spending most of our time in Dream Valley actually, so this is really a 5-star treatment. All the gourmet meals, the trip includes all the gourmet meals and all the transfer and transportation in Belize. As I mentioned, the ATM and all the tour properties and the field expert presentation. All of this for only $16.89 per person for double occupancy and $17.89 per person single occupancy. I have to say that if you guys reserve one of the properties while you are on the trip, we will also pay for that trip itself, so that trip is fully refunded as you reserve one of the property we will be showing you.
And I just want to make a mention about the restaurant there too, the gourmet meals. It's actually not only does it service the Dream Valley Resort, but it's actually a local favorite, especially in Belmopan. And I know while Marie and I were there, a lot of the ambassadors and a lot of the politicians that were in the capital city would actually come out just to go to the restaurant. So it's quite a thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to pass it on to Mr. Zen Adventurer, I would say. He's on the line with us. His name is Gary, Gary McMahon. And, we just want to make sure that we don't take our word for it and just, it would be nice to hear a testimony from someone that has been to Belize and that fell in love with the place. So here is a picture of Gary. And Gary, you may want to share with us. Thank you. First of all, thank you very much for coming in and joining us. It was the last minute actually that I asked you to come in. Um, and if you just want to offer your testimony of what you think of Belize and what your experience has been so far, and being on the tour with us as well last year. Um, what do you think of the tour that we've organized and things like this? So we'd love to hear from you.
Well, greetings, everybody. Thank you, Marie. I guess I first discovered for myself Belize, I don't know, 2, 3 years ago, and I was thinking about retirement. I still have a ways to go, but wanted to get started early. And then I had met Marie through a purchase of a condo in St. John's, and by the way, I just received more checks from the Cullinan Place project. So when I heard about,
We always like to hear that.
Well, we made sure that you
oh yeah,
received the text before you came into the testimony.
oh yeah, it's a beautiful thing. So when I heard that Marie was organizing the offshore discovery tour to Belize, I was very excited and was eager to get there. Um, like the testimony reads, there we were. Does it say this, how many we were? Yes, we were about 16 people, and for a group of 16, everything just went off without a hitch, and there was a lot of logistics involved. We visited about 4 different projects, like almost every corner of the country. From Cayo, 2 hours inland. Then it was off to I don't remember exactly the order, but we were in the west, we were in the north, we were on Ambergris Cay, and like I said, all the logistics involved, it was just amazing, and it was without hesitation that I wrote that testimonial. That was, I think, probably a couple of days after I had returned from the trip.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, we were there. Obviously, we were there for a purpose, and that was looking for potential investments. But also, there was the downtime and the excursions, and I think everybody and the group we were with, everyone got along, I think, fantastically. Everyone was pretty relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the most part, everybody was relaxed. I can't say that about Marie and Andrea all the time because they had to take care of all the logistics, and but they pulled it off. And I just wish I could go in August again, but I can't for other reasons. But I'm going to try to make the November one for sure.
There you go.
Also, yeah, and like I said, I had met Marie. I was looking for investments, and wow, I found someone in Montreal finally that I could, meet face to face, and I started investing in real estate back since like 1990. From raw land to duplexes to single families, and but Marie's model it's just like it says there. It should be in everybody's investment portfolio. Like I mentioned, I just received the 12 post-dated checks for one of the projects. It's passive, it's hands off, the ease of ownership. You don't have to worry about it. I'm gonna take those checks, I'm gonna post date it, I'm gonna bring them to the bank, and I won't even have to do that. Like, I have a plex here where I still have to go and pick up the rent because they won't give me post-dated checks. But it's just simple things like that too that just make the model fantastic. And like I said, everybody, it should be in everybody's portfolio, this type of model. Um, as for Marie's new project, I think you've got an absolute winner on your hands there, Marie. Um, I was with you back in March, and we were just going like full pin, going to see acreage, like you mentioned, a lot of projects. And if you talk again, the real estate, location, 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 this area was actually, I use Google Earth a lot, and I kind of drew an outline of an area that I thought would be good, and it actually falls into that area. Being so close to Belmopan, I think that's going to be the you have San Ignacio further west, which is growing quite rapidly.
Yes.
But I think Belmopan in that area where, yeah, that's going to be the place. You mentioned the diplomats and the politicians. That's Belmopan, the capital city. That's where they're at, and the rental demand is going to be there, especially when you're linked to this existing resort.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really looked at the design and everything, but very quickly from what I saw, it's an absolute winner in my mind, anyway. Um,
That's great to hear.
just, I guess, to speak a little bit more about the country of Belize. Andrea said it a couple of times, at least on this in this webinar, and the word she used was diverse. So depending on what you're looking for, if it's just purely investment, or I mean, if you're going to invest in Belize, you're gonna want to be there. You're going to want to see the country. And back to diversity, I think if you look at compared to other Caribbean countries, the diversity of the country, it would literally take you weeks to do and see everything worthwhile seeing. It's that diverse, and for my money, Belize, I fell in love with it right away. I can stop rambling now, girls, if you won't cut me off.
It's all good things that you're saying, so we don't want to stop you.
Okay. I don't know what else to say. I mean, like I said, I fell in love with Belize. For again, like, all the information was covered in the webinar, English speaking and all the retirement incentives.
Mm-hmm.
It checks all the right boxes for me, anyways.
And one of the cool things that you had
Um,
mentioned was that, on the tour last year that we had all gone on together, yeah, it was, I mean, there was definitely a purpose involved, but it was a great group, it was a great group of people. And,
no, absolutely.
we were all there for a purpose, but at the end of it, it really, we made some friendships, and some lives were changed, and it was really an incredible opportunity, to not only sort of to get the knowledge that Marie has, and to have the opportunity to have everything set up with the attorneys and the banks, and have it all laid out for us, but also a really great opportunity to meet an incredible bunch of people and some like-minded people.
Yeah, like-minded people. Exactly. Yeah, right on.
you know so yeah, it was really cool.
And thank you so much, Gary, for the the testimonial. It's
It was my
amazing.
pleasure, my absolute pleasure.
I will not talk about the trick about how do we make people sign the post-dated checks ahead of time. That would be for another webinar.
Okay.
But thank you very much, Gary. This discovery tour will be obviously, we have a few spots left right now for the August trip. And we are not, I just want to mention that we are not making any money at all on those trips. It's purely cost for us. The instance where we are able to negotiate better pricing with the hotels and the transportation is when we are able to do an early bird with them. And so when we can book in advance, this is how we can get a slight discount on basically the prices that we just mentioned. So just until Monday only, I believe the discount, Andrea corrects me if I'm wrong, but the discount finish around midnight on Monday. Until Monday, the 27th of May, we are able to offer a $100 off of single occupancy and 150 off double occupancy of the prices we just gave you. And this is really because we are able to provide the suppliers early bird notice, so we are able to get a better price. Again, we are not. It's really purely cost for us. We want to make sure that the trip is as comfortable as possible, that you get a 5-star service, and we want to try to keep it as low as possible. So this is really an excellent price, and I really hope that you guys can take advantage of it. Please email us, call us before Monday to have access to the special discount we are able to offer as an early bird. And yeah, a few spots are left. I believe right now we've got about 8 spots that are available for the trip. So please let us know if you have any interest in joining us either in August or in November, and we will be delighted to do that tour and to be with you very soon. Now we're going to be opening up some Q&A, and Andrea may want to start
Yes.
taking the questions for people that have that do have questions, whether they are audio questions or they are question that people have written as we were talking. I'm not sure if we have any.
Yes, of course. So before I do that, I just want to mention, so if you want to get more information about the Offshore Discovery Tour that's coming up, all you need to do is just keep an eye on your mailbox, because we'll be sending out some information shortly, but also go to www.thezeninvestor.com, and you'll see the tab there for due diligence trips. Just click that and you'll get the full itinerary, much more information about the market, much more information about the projects that we're going to visit, and of course the ability to download the investor packages for the properties that we'll visit in advance, so you have a clear idea of what we're going to be looking at. Now, as I had mentioned, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, the way to let us know is just to go ahead and pop it into the chat box there in your GoToWebinar control panel, your little dashboard there. At the bottom, you'll have a drop down that says chat and a little box, and you can just type your message right in there. I'll see it, and I'll go ahead and relay it to everyone here. So I'll just wait for someone here to not be shy and to get over the stage fright and go ahead and pop in your question. You can also, if you wish to ask your question directly by voice rather than typing, just let me know that in the chat as well, and I'll be happy to unmute you, and you can ask your question directly to Marie or to Gary or to whomever. Okay, I see there's a question here from Lee. And he's asking if there is a trip itinerary. And I guess I can answer that question. If Marie, you want to chime in when I do so. Yes, there is a trip itinerary. We worked really hard on, like Marie said, getting as much into the trip as possible, but still making it as relaxed as possible so that you can actually enjoy Belize, not just be kind of shipped back and forth to different projects. But we have a very exciting itinerary, from breakfast to late night bonfires, to excursions, to shopping, to pretty much you name it, sitting on the beach, and also, of course, like I said, some free time where you can go and wander around and sit by the pool, or as you like. And again, if you go to thezeninvestor.com and you go to due diligence trips, on that page you will see the full day-by-day itinerary. So if anyone else has any questions, whether it be about the projects that we're going to visit, if you have a question about Venezia, or if you have a question about Sanha, or if you have a question about the Offshore Discovery Tour itself, or even about the Belize market, please feel free to go ahead and type it into the chat box there. Okay, we have another question here. Where will the meeting with the banks be? And Marie, I guess I'll let you answer this question. And you can talk about when we're going to meet with Atlantic Bank and the attorneys.
Yeah, we will probably actually, it's not completely confirmed. We are looking at either Belize City or San Pedro. The thing is that San Pedro, we will be spending only one night there. So I'm trying to squeeze also the catamaran tour plus the visit of the Venisha. So as much as possible, we're going to try to make it at the same place as we were last year. But that would be then, in the Venetia, right next to the Venetia project. If nothing else, we will have the meeting in Belize City with Atlantic Bank.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as the lawyer is concerned, the lawyer will most likely come to our Dream Valley resort and spend an hour or two with us answering questions on the legal system of Belize, so people understand a little bit what are the laws there and how do we get title on properties. You'll be able to ask as many questions as possible to a lawyer, and that will be free of charge actually.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the instances where lawyer is free is when they want to get some business from us. So that would be a very good opportunity for people to ask as many questions as they want.
Definitely. And I know as well, we're going to have some architects on hand at Dream Valley. If anyone wants to talk about, the custom lots that we have, or the building lots that we have there, you'll be able to talk with architects about that as well.
Correct. Yeah, we have a chosen architect, but obviously people are free to use their own as well.
Yes.
But that would be a good opportunity to ask questions about the different building materials they could use and the different house specs that are available there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and if anyone else has any questions, like I say, go ahead and put them in the chat there. One of the things I know last year with the offshore discovery tour that we had, the meeting that we did have with Atlantic Bank and the attorneys was very, very informative. A lot of the attendees that I spoke to after said that was really like an invaluable resource, to be able to have on hand, right in front of your face, these kind of experts to be able to ask your questions as they pop in your mind and everything else. And I believe Marie, they also gave them the opportunity at that point to go through the account opening process and everything. So it was really a great opportunity, I know, for the attendees of the last tour, and something that they really appreciated.
Yeah, from account opening to actually setting up a corporation, what we call an international business corporation when you want to buy properties in Belize. One of the recommendation is always to try to buy under a corporation. So there are different legal structure that you can buy under, and we can go into it with more details as we go through the presentation with the lawyer and with the bank.
Mm-hmm. Now I have another question here. What is the timeline for the construction of the 24 units in Sanha? And actually, I wanted to just point out there are 24 units, but there are actually, there are 12 villas, and the 12 villas are split into 2 units each. But there is also the ability to split one of the units into 2 pieces. And if you look at the investor pack, when you do download it, you'll see exactly what we're talking about. But it allows for a lot of creativity and a lot of profitability in terms of how you can rent these units. So Marie, what is the timeline for the construction of the units?
We are building the spec home. As I mentioned, we are still waiting for subdivision approval, which is pending right now. And we are looking at basically breaking ground in 30 days from now on our first villa. That would be the model villa that would be also available for people who want to buy it as well. The construction timeline is pretty much 4 months from start to finish. So if we start 1st of July, by the end of September, I would say, beginning of October, we would have our first villa built. The timeline doesn't have to be, I mean, we could build pretty much the 12 villas in the same time, depending on, how fast we sell them, obviously. But it doesn't take more than 4 months to build one villa. The villa that, as Andrea mentioned, it's got, actually, there are two level villas, a townhouse style. So it's a 2-bedroom and a 1-bedroom with a mezzanine. Yes. You can buy also the pieces, like, the first floor of the 2-bedroom as a lockout. So this could be bought as a separate title as well. And this is how we can make it also affordable for investors that want to get in at a low price point. Mm-hmm. I hope that I answered the questions.
And I have another question here. When is the planned completion for Venezia? When, I guess, well, actually, there's sort of 3 questions here, so I'll ask one at a time. So when is the planned completion for Venezia?
Okay, Venisha is going to be finalized completely by the spring 2015.
Okay. And how will the rental program work?
In the Venisha, the rental is going to be a pool. The 1-bedroom will be pooled together, and it will be managed by the Sandy Point Resort. The revenue splits are going to be 75-25, so you get to keep 75 of the revenues, and the management would be taking care of the 25%. It's a completely hands-off investment, as well as Sanha. Actually, both projects are very hands-off. They're going to be managed for us by a management company. In the Sanha, that's going to be Dream Valley, who is going to manage, and in the Venisha, it would be the Sandy Point Resort, who is already managing the other project that they have, which is the Cocoa Beach and the Belizean shore, as well as some custom home that they're also managing.
Mm-hmm. And she also asked about the return for each of the projects. And I guess my quick answer would be, to go ahead and ask for the pro forma that Marie, you've worked on.
Right. In terms of return on investment and cap rates, we're looking at roughly, and there are different scenarios. In the Sanha project, between 50% and 75% occupancy gives you a cap rate of anywhere from 10 to 19%. And in the Venisha, we are close to, I would say, a cap rate of about 12 to 15%. So the returns are really, really good, based on basically the location and the revenue, the multiple stream of income that both of those projects offer. We are very, very confident that they will more than pay for themselves and will generate extremely good positive cash flow, in addition to the upside, of basically those pre-construction projects. When you buy in pre-construction, you're always buying the first phases, and so obviously you capitalize on the upside of the future value of that project. So I'm very, very confident on both projects that we will see a great upside from the cash flow point of view, but also from the capital gain point of view.
And there was another question as well regarding the the property management for Sanha. The question was who was actually doing the property management?
Yeah, it's a great question, actually. The property management, we figured that we would find an expert that would manage our property, and the expert is basically the Dream Valley Hotel and Spa, who is currently managing the Dream Valley lodges. They happily actually said yes when we approached them to if they could be managing our project. Because as I mentioned earlier, it's a win-win for them. They are actually not serving the niche of the 100 to $150 US a night. Their niche is really around 250 US. So what they are doing right now, they are referring the people that are looking to rent to some other projects because they are not able to accommodate them. And so um, they are very happy to basically be managing our property because they're going to have a project right on their side that they're going to be sending people to. So we are very, very excited about the agreement we've made with them. And the split between the investor and the hotel is also a 75-25. So we get to keep 75% of the revenues, and they get to keep 25 to manage our properties.
And it's also, very interesting too. I know Maria kind of touched on the wellness center and the tourists that will be coming from this. But this is especially for Belize and especially for Central America. Um, this is a very growing. It's a quickly growing niche of international tourists that are coming to Mexico, that are coming to Costa Rica, that are coming to Belize now, seeking this type of um, vacation adventure, let's say. Um, it's not only sort of like the eco-friendly aspect and the idea of staying in a rainforest lodge, but it's also people that are, actively seeking yoga retreats and fitness retreats and health seminars and things like this. So it's a growing niche. And so we say two streams of revenue, but there are actually many more. It's the eco-friendly people, it's the jungle adventurer people, it's the overflow from Dream Valley, but it's also the holistic center. Let me see if anyone else has any other questions. Maria, I don't know if there's anything else you'd like to add.
Not that I can think of. I am, unless you guys have any other questions or we see anybody online. I think that if people want to, at this point, ask us for the investor pack, Sanha is almost ready. We still have a few items that we just have to finalize. And obviously, Venisha is up and going. So please feel free to send us an investor pack request, and we will accommodate your demand. Or if you want to be called this week and you would like us to contact you, let us know as well, and we'll be talking to you this week.
And we actually just got two more questions, so that's great news. A question, I should say, and a comment. And I think one of the comments was in relation to when I was talking about the different streams of tourists that are coming to Belize and coming to the Cayo district, and what kind of a market or what kind of a demographic that we would be attracting. And one of you actually commented that it's people who just can't take Canadian winters anymore, and I think that's very true. So yeah, so it's a very diverse group of people that are going to be coming and looking to stay in a place as beautiful as Sangha. And the other question is, are the Sangha Valley or the Sangha units furnished?
Yes, they are going to be completely furnished, and our price that we just mentioned, starting at 82,000 for the condo, including the furniture. It's going to be a very Zen style sort of furniture. We do not have, unfortunately, yet the furniture package that would come with it, but it would, I would say, in about 2 to 3 weeks, we should have pictures of the furniture to send you. But you just have to visualize very Zen, modern style of furnishing. And obviously with an eco touch of furnitures. The flooring is going to be all bamboos, and the furnitures are going to be very Zen minimalist style.
Mm-hmm. But very tasteful. I know, like at the Dream Valley, for example, it's just absolutely beautiful the way that they've decorated there. It has a lot of character and a lot of attention to detail.
Yes, and I just want to mention, Andrea, that also for the investor owners of the condo Sanha residences, they'll get to use their units 30 days a month, 30 days a year, sorry, and that is at no charge. And what I mean by no charge is that we will still be, they will be still part of the pool, so they will receive the investment, the revenues from the pool. After 30 days, we have to discuss and see how we can accommodate them. But obviously, we want to keep it up to 30 days as owner occupants. So we give a chance for the wellness center to welcome their participant as well. But it's not limited to 30 days. If people want to stay more as well, there is still flexibility there. We will just have to discuss individually how we will accommodate in terms of the stream of income. And obviously, if you stay in your unit, you won't be receiving the income if you stay more than 30 days. So we would discuss this individually with people. I just wanted to mention this because the question I've been asked this week too from a couple of my investors. So I just want to make sure that we cover that point.
And here's another question. Can we talk about the HOA fees at Sanha?
Yes, the HOA's fees are actually already set. I believe it's 52 cents per square feet as we speak.
That's right.
The HOA's fees is obviously, it's always a subject of discussion, obviously, because it's going to be a condo co-ownership situation. The HOA's fees may vary once owners take ownership of all the residences, and at this point, it will be the fees, the HOA's fee will be voted among the co-owners. If you decide to add additional features to the project, obviously your HOA's fees will vary and may go up or may go down depending on the suppliers you're using and the landscaping and everything else that goes in the project. But we've priced it very conservatively right now, and actually on our pro forma, I'll be happy to send you the breakdown of the HOA fees if you have an interest in knowing what does this 52 cents per square feet contains. We will send that details to you.
Okay. And I think I have another. Okay. And Alex is actually, I think what I'm going to do is allow one of the people to make a comment. This is a gentleman that was with us at the Dream Valley a couple of weeks ago. So I'm just going to. Hi there, Alex.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I just want to say this is a tremendous experience, and I just not enough to be said about the property. It has to be experienced, the energy and the serenity, the peacefulness, the seclusion, and the privacy that it offers. It's just, I mean, I'm sold. I can't wait to make this dream come a reality, and it just enough cannot be said because it has to be experienced, and I would encourage, take the plunge, see what it has to offer, because you won't be disappointed. That's all I have to say.
Well, thank you, Alex. And you're going to be on the tour coming up in August, we hope?
Without a shadow of a doubt.
That's great to hear. Okay. Thank you very much, Alex.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Alex.
Okay, and there's actually one more question. If owning a property does not mean that you can do business there, how do you structure your rental business? Do you need to start a Belizean business?
Not for rental. Not if you're just going to manage properties and you're going to have rental coming in. But if you are starting to hire people, I would say you're going to have to incorporate a different company. It's not going to be an IBC, an International Business Corporation, because an IBC can own real estate in Belize, but cannot really do business in Belize. So owning real estate means that you can have rental properties, but you cannot really hire people in Belize. So depending on the type of business you are looking at developing, if that implies to hire people locally, you may have to discuss with a lawyer for, I would say, incorporating most likely a Belizean corporation as opposed to an IBC. That has nothing to do, I would say, with being resident or non-resident. If you are even a non-resident, actually can own a Belizean corporation and can hire people. If you want to work in Belize and have working status, then you would need to become a resident to be able to work in Belize. But you don't have to become a resident to own property in Belize, nor to have your own corporation in Belize and hire people in Belize.
Well,
I hope I answered the question, and I hope the question was exactly what I understood.
and from what I understand, it's also a rather easy a path to actually getting residency in Belize as well.
Yes, it takes about a year to get your residency.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we mentioned earlier the pension program. The pension program gives you a residency somewhat, but does not allow you to work in Belize. But you can be a resident forever if you decide to retire in Belize. You would have the possibility to do so. But again, if you decided to work in Belize, you'd have to really become a resident of Belize, and that would be under a different, excuse me, a different program.
And a lot of those questions, I think, also will be, you'll be able to ask on the tour when you meet with, the different attorneys and the
Yes.
different experts that we'll have there in front of you.
Yes, if
Okay.
you guys are interested in the QRP program, I do have all the forms that are available. So just send me an email and I can send you the details on how to qualify for a QRP program, which is the retirement program. I don't like that word retirement because really it only takes to be 45 to qualify for that program. But if you want to call it retirement, you can do so.